What's going on, people? Troops TV back again. Like our blood clot again, you understand? Episode 293 of Back Again. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the blood clot thing. You know what I'm saying? We have a few debutantes on the Back Again pod today. You understand? We have a debutant on the channel as well, blood. You get me? My fellow panelists was very happy when he saw that Lusam, Husam, won't be making an appearance on this episode, and also Mr. Flawless will not be here today as well, blood. You get me? But you know, say Back Again must run. You get me? We have quality substitutes. You get me? To come and do a job. You understand? No Diddy. First things first, you lot know the vibe, blood. Big up the chat as always, blood. You understand? Big up the mods them. Make sure you like the thing, share the thing, subscribe to the thing, subscribe to the man them as well, blood. You get me? Link in the description as always. You understand? Big up LB as well. Firstly, for the raid. You understand? Back in the day, I didn't like raids, blood. You understand? When my door was getting kicked off, blood, I was saying, "Yo, mum, they're back again." You understand? Hey, babe, hide that. But you get me. That this raid was welcomed. You get me. But before I check in with the debutants, Lewis, the day has finally come, blood. You understand? The reaction that we saw on No Context Twitter, a lot of people were like, "Where did Lewis get this energy from?" You understand? But I've seen this energy the whole season. You get me? But it's just been you cussing out your team, blood. You understand? It's been a celebratory week for you, my brother.
It's over. It's finally over. We have freedom. We have peace. We have independence. We are rid of terrorism. Thankfully, it looks like we're looking for a manager with a possession-based style of play, so we're not actually just doing this whole scattergun method for the first time in ages. And the stars have aligned with me today as well, because Hussam isn't here, so I don't have to deal with gaslighting for one episode. It's unbelievable. But big up to everybody that's locked in. Shout out to the panel. Shout out LB Staffy. Big up troops. It is great to be back. Pochettino, get fucked. I hope I never... Actually, no. Bar Soccer Aid. I can't wait to see you at Soccer Aid. Last time I ever have to see that fraudulent piece of crap at my dugout again. And we can move on. We can move on. Just anyone but Thomas Frank. Anyone but Frank. But big up, guys. Good to be back.
Big up, bro.
LB, welcome to the Back Again pod. You understand? You're back on the channel. You get me? The Troops TV people were they took to you, blood. You understand? They were like, "Yo, you gotta bring LB on again, blood." You get me? So I found the opportunity to bring you back again. Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, man. We are here. We are back again. Congratulations to Lewis. He got his wishes. Congratulations to Staffy.
Congratulations on the title too.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah. He's not gonna like that. Congratulations to Staffy. It looks like you're gonna get your wish very soon as well. And yeah, big up the chat. Big up the chat as always. Make sure you smash the likes in it. And yeah, man. Big up.
Staffy, my brother. You get me? New Jersey in the house, blood. You understand? He's finally making his appearance on Back Again. You get me? Me and Staffy have actually met in person. Pause. You get me? So it's only right, blood, that you get me. He joins the gang. It might be a happy. Well, it's not gonna be happy tomorrow, blood. You get me? Tomorrow you're getting your ass whooped. No Diddy. You understand? But come Monday morning, it might be a joyous Monday morning if Eric 10 Spliffs gets the sack.
First of all, we don't know how happy or not I'm gonna be tomorrow, so we'll leave that one.
Blood.
We don't know. We'll leave that to the gods. But listen, shout out for having me first and for all. Big up all the New Jersey people in the comments. Big up all my USA people in the comments. Listen, my back is hurting from carrying this country on my back on YouTube. So listen, hit the like button, obviously, subscribe. Always love for seeing you guys and obviously the first time troops. You look a lot happier this time than when I met you the first time. But we'll leave that story for later because you didn't look that happy when I met you. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we turn it around, blood. You understand? I'm in a good place, blood. You get me? You know, you're looking how I was looking, blood. You get me? Stressed.
Let me tell you guys, when I met Troops, it was at the Arsenal game in the US. And I remember it was halftime and I went to buy food at halftime. And I just hear these guys next to me to the left. They're like, yo, like they're nudging, yo, Troops is there. And I'm like, I heard them and I look around and I see Troops at the Bud Light line and I'm looking at him. He looks stressed. And they were like, no, let's not approach him because he looked pissed. You know, when Troops looks, you know, AFTV Troops after the games. He was AFTV Troops at halftime. And I just looked at that and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go troll him with a selfie. And I just go over to him. See that picture that he put on the thumbnail with me on the flag? I just go up to him, just put an arm around him. I'm like, bro, let me get a selfie. And he just looks at me, bro, up and down with that flag. And he just goes like this. That was our first ever interaction, bro. But listen, it was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, bro. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see what happened. Regardless, win, lose, or draw, I need this guy gone anyways. So yes, you are correct. Maybe by Monday or sometime next week, I will be much happier. I'll probably be as happy as Lewis is. You know, so Lewis, listen, save me a seat. I'll be there with you next week. We'll both be celebrating our independence, bro. But love.
Every stream. You
Back
see?
again.
Yeah, blood. 16 out of 10. A stream without Flawless and Hussam. Tears in my eyes. Big up Troops, Lewis, LB, and Staffy, even though he is a wallad. City, I think he means do not let me down tomorrow. Do you know how sus you sound calling me a name that a female calls me, blood? Do you know how sus you sound, blood? You've gone from pimping to being sus.
Troopy, you know.
Troopy's crazy, man.
Bro,
funny.
this is why you will never have a female in your life, blood. You get me? Big up Comical Ali. He says, Lewis, your thoughts on McKenna appointment?
I don't think he's the favorite for the job. I'd prefer him over Maresca. I'll say that. But I'm not really going to get over the top over potential appointments because we're getting linked with everybody under the sun right now. I'm just going to wait to see who the favorite is, who we bring in, and then we can have the conversation. It's easy to rage about championship managers, but also probably better than Poch. But big up.
Big up Gabriel, my brother. He says, big up Troops and Lewis, my brothers. Come on, my bro.
Big up.
You know the vibe. Big up Robert. He says, Toon fan here. Tomorrow, I'm a City fan. Fuck United. Big up my brother Ed. He says, big up Troops and the panel. And Def, big up Jersey. Fuck Ray Ray.
I agree with this. I agree with the last part the most.
Big up Lee Burnell, my brother. He says, big up Troops and the man them. Lewis, great to see your smile back. London is red forever. Big up Trey Carter and the lovely Lady Hamilton. Come on, you gunners. Come on, my bro.
Me in the first half.
Every time, blood. You get me? Brennan's at some flipping festival, blood. You understand? So my producer is also one of the main producers for Rinse FM. And there's a big festival today in Brixton. You understand? I was supposed to go, but obviously work have a run. You understand? So we don't have, you know, I normally have the button, blood. I normally have the duk, duk, duk. I don't have that today, blood. You get me? So
everyone went on holiday this week.
Yeah, blood. He went on holiday, blood. You understand? He sent me. He just about done the fucking thumbnail and set the stream, blood. You get me? But the show must go on. Lewis, you know where we have to start, blood. You understand? You've had a traumatic season. You get me? 1 minute it looked like you was gonna finish between 12th and 15th, and then somehow you man riz like the Undertaker up into 6th position, and we were having conversations like when you was on that rise, if you get to 6th, what happens with Poch? You were actually saying that he needs to do it next season. So you was kind of at the point where you was like, you know what, this Don's gonna be here next season. You get me? You was kind of at that point, but RKO out of nowhere, blood. Egg Barley said, nah, fam, less of that. You can cut, bro. You understand? Todd Bowley, the puppet, he's just there. You get me? They got him on strings, blood. You understand?
There's the face. He ain't got the control.
Real talk, because I'm hearing he wanted to keep Poch, but it's them man and what is it? Clear Lake?
I actually don't know who wanted to keep or who wanted to get rid of him, but apparently he was sacked in a 6-hour meeting or something like that. All I know is Igbali is the main guy who makes the decisions, and when Stanley and Stewart are his directors. So it's more them three. Bowley's just the face of everything.
That's so. Whose decision?
God knows. I guess it's just Clear Lake as a whole with this one. But whoever made the decision, thank you.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Like, even if we managed to turn things around at the end of the season, all we did was just show that the quality of the players were there. And we've been saying that all season. Structurally, we've been a mess all season. Our game management has sucked. Our target was top 4 in a trophy. We could have got top 4 in a trophy. We didn't get it because game management from our coach was crap. I know everyone's going to say, oh, we had the chances in the Carabao Cup final. No, we dominated the last 20 minutes of the game, and that was it. Liverpool were the better team throughout the match, and that includes the time period where they brought on children, and then we defended against children, even though my manager's moaned about inexperience. Oh, no, my ex-manager has moaned about experience all season. All to defend against inexperience. So we failed. We failed in our targets, and that's one of the reasons why he got sacked. It was also because this guy had the nerve to ask for a contract extension. Are you dumb? What the hell have you done to deserve a contract extension, you joke, man? Like, you were lucky to even last the entire season. Also, wanted a new set-piece coach. No, he didn't want a new set-piece coach. He said the coaches, the individuals, we should all be able to handle the set pieces. Why has it gone down the toilet this season then? Why is that? Clearly, we did need a set piece coach, but he was against us bringing in one. Another reason why he ends up leaving. Another one was the injuries. The boards were holding his staff responsible for a lot of the injuries that were going on in training, which we were hinting at throughout the season, because our injuries, having one game a week, were ridiculous. You can't be having that amount of injuries with that little game time. If it's a Brighton, for example, where they have Europe, where they're playing 2-3 games a week, I understand injuries tearing you apart. When you play one game a week, number one, it's not too much of an excuse. We had squads good enough to win the game, so we didn't win. And number two, how are you pulling that many injuries out? Ridiculous. So he got sacked because he underperformed with the players. He threw the players under the bus because he didn't want to set piece coach, because he underachieved throughout the season, and because he had the nerve to ask for a contract extension. But meanwhile, half of this tapped fan base are crying over Maurizio Pochettino. Like, if Poch's legacy is anything, it's that he's turned our fan base into bitches. And I mean that. I mean that with every single letter of the word. Our fan base, big sections of our fan base, have turned into fucking bitches. The way that they have been crying and moaning and sobbing over Maurizio Pochettino, of all people.
Yeah, because
Are you kidding me?
Like saying like, "Oh, why did we sack him? He's turning it around. Who are we gonna?"
I was like, "Cool, go back and find your points three weeks ago when we got dunked on 5-0 at the Emirates. Let me see if you were singing from the same tune then, because everybody wants him gone at that period. And what, 3 weeks managed to turn your heads? You flip-flops. Oh, we had a little 5-game run and we didn't even look good in all 5 games. What are we talking about? He's turned the corner. We scraped a win against Forest. We scraped a win against Bournemouth. We played well against Brighton, and we even scraped that game. Ooh, but we had a brilliant 5-game run. We lost 1 in our last 15. Okay, cool. I don't care. I've watched every one of those 15. We've only looked good in about 6 games that we've won this season, if that. Standards are in the toilet, and it's because of this absolute dickhead. Pochettino's mentality has actually found a way to rub off on its supporters. So great. That is our legacy. We now have to rise up the mentality that we once had, because we don't have it anymore. seeing this fan base crying and mourning, not just for one night, but for continuous days over Maurizio Pochettino, just shows how far we've fallen as a football club. We used to mourn Tuchel 2 years ago. Now you man are mourning Poch, a man who's done nothing at this club except make excuses left, right, and center, waffle about the quality of the squad, underachieve, and then just scrape 6th place because Man United couldn't get consistency, Newcastle couldn't get consistency, and we nearly got 5th because Tottenham had, like, what, 2 wins in their last 7. Embarrassing. That's why I hope we have to get the next manager correct. We have to. Because otherwise the standards are going to continue to dip.
Let me ask you something. Is your fan base bitching because of Poch, the individual, or the fact that you guys are chopping and changing managers again? Because I've seen a few people on Twitter say, okay, we're back to square one again, where we just got rid of a manager and we got to rebuild all over again. Isn't that what the mourning about more than just this Poch and who he is?
Because the player situation as well. Who's going to stay and go now? He wanted to keep Gallagher. Does Gallagher stay or go now?
He won't stay anyway. Like, I heard that was another factor. He wanted to keep Chalobah and Gallagher, and we're getting rid of both of them. Obviously, I want to keep Chalobah. Chalobah's quality. Yeah, but like, I know Oshiman's meant to be coming in this summer anyway. That's meant to be our #1 striker target, and I think he's keen on the move as well. In terms of centre-back and left-back, I don't know who we're going in for, but I know we're looking in those 2 positions. But here's the thing. We'll talk about inexperience. It's not the reason why we didn't get 4th. It's not the reason why we didn't get the Carabao Cup. The guy's waffled about inexperience all season when he clearly had the tools and he just didn't know how to utilize them because he hasn't got the knowledge or the tactical sense to do that or to change things the right way in game. So
the guy's a fraud, bro. The guys, I said it from time. Yeah, the guy's so overrated. Yeah, because people look at it. Everyone when you talk about Poch, it's like, look what he did at Spurs. Look what he did at Spurs, right? It depends what lens you're looking at it through. Because I look at what he did at Spurs. Yeah, and this is controversial, yeah, but this is my opinion, innit? I look at what he done in Spurs and go, I think he underperformed. You look at that Spurs team that he had at Spurs, yeah, with Kane, Son, Prime. He had like the Vertongans at the back. He had a decent midfield. The guy won nothing.
Imagine flexing a trophyless era.
Yeah, but bro, then they go, yeah, but with that Spurs. Well, hang on a minute. If Pep Guardiola goes to Spurs with that team, if Jurgen Klopp goes to that Spurs, if Carlo Ancelotti goes to Spurs, they're winning something, mate. So people just go, oh well, he done all right at Spurs, did he? He took a team that had finished, I think, 2 or 3 times in the Champions League positions in a 5-year period before Poch went in, and then he took that team. The first year he didn't get Champions League, and then the next years he did. So he took them from a team that was getting Champions League a few times to constantly getting Champions League. All right, GG.
I remember when flipping Redknapp went to your ground and you lot were battling for it at the last.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they knocked Peter Crouch, a bastard.
Exactly. So I look at it and go, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say he didn't do like a good job at Spurs. He did. He took them from a team that was getting in and out of the Champions League to a team that was consistently there. But actually, if you look at the team that he had, I think he underperformed with it. And then people, whenever I say that, people just go, oh, well, Spurs never win anything anyway. Well, what is that as an argument, man? What's that? So Spurs might as well just not exist then if that's the case, isn't it? You know what I mean? What we're saying here.
I'd even add to that and say, like, when Pochettino was at Spurs, you guys were rebuilding, United were rebuilding, Arsenal were declining. We finished 10th one of those seasons. Who was the other one? Liverpool. Yeah, they were rebuilding as well.
Rebuilding.
Yeah.
So, like, no wonder
it wasn't even like, you see, like, now you got a couple teams lurking, like, you got your Villas, your Newcastle. No one was lurking then. It was just us.
Yeah, that was it. It was you and Leicester one year, then it was just us the other. Then City and Liverpool got serious, and Tottenham fell down the league. That was it.
I disagree with LB on one thing. I do think that he should have won at least something with Spurs. I agree with him with that. There's no disagreement on that, especially when you've gotten that far. You know, that Champions League final, you can argue that, first of all, that was one of the worst Champions League finals I've ever seen. But you probably could have played better in that game.
I think it was great.
On the day, yeah, for you it was. For me, it wasn't. But you can argue that. But here's the thing, LB. I think what he got praised for at Spurs is actually taking him to that level. Is actually developing all these players. Because all the players that you just named, let's just be honest, when they went into Spurs, they weren't highly rated. 1 second, that LB. Dele Alli, where did he come from? MK Dons. He helped them improve. Harry Kane, he was the main man, but he wasn't the main man until Poch made him the main man. Vertonghen, Alderweireld, all these guys, we
No, I
didn't rate them
can't
like
agree with
that.
that, bro. I
No,
can't
no,
agree
but
with that.
Obi, you gotta give him credit for putting that team together. When I give him, when I said, by the way, I'll hold my
I
hand
hear
up.
what Taffy's saying there because I swear he got Ali, he promoted Kane, he got Son, he got
I swear Kane was already playing under
Dembele.
the year before.
Kane weren't playing.
Kane was
Kane
from
was
the academy, bro.
Kane went
was
Leicester
playing him, wasn't he?
and flopped on loan, and he flopped at Watford, I think, as well, blood. And they
I
was thinking
swear.
about selling him to Leicester when he was in the Championship for
I
like
swear
$1
Sim
million.
Sherwood was playing him, bro, the year before. I swear down he was playing him.
I think
That's when he broke in, but the level he got to was under Poch. You still gotta
but no, that's why I have a
it.
problem. No, but that's why I have to call you out, Staffy, because by saying that, you're saying that Kane wouldn't have reached those levels without.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. No, Obi. There's players that we can look at and we're like, you know what, they were destined to get to that level. I'll give you an example. Iniesta got to his level under Guardiola. He wasn't on that level under Rijkaard. But did anyone of us sit here and say, you know what, if it wasn't for Guardiola, Iniesta would have been a bum? No, that's not what we're saying. But we still credit Guardiola for coming in and making these players at Barcelona that year that level, because we seen them the year before. They were good, but they weren't that good. That's the same thing I'm trying to say for Kane. Whoever that manager is that gets you to that world-class status, and then it's up to you to continue from there. But whoever gets you to that status still has to get some credit. It won't get all the credit, but he gets some of the credit. And this is what I thought he would go to Chelsea and do. I agree with half of your argument, though. And this is the part where I start agreeing with you. He went to Chelsea on, let's be honest, on an expired resume. That resume wasn't updated for like 5 years. If any of us here right now, anyone in the chat will go apply for a job right now, if your last job is 2020, no one is accepting you. They need to see something recent, up to 2022, 2023, 2024. That's what they want to see. That's the issue what I had with Poch. Since that Spurs team, when he didn't win anything, he left. Honestly, that resume just looked empty. Everywhere, bro, where did he go? He went to PSG and they made MSN an issue. Come on, man. That's not really something that you want to be known for.
Goals out of Messi.
Exactly, bro. So going into Chelsea, you were renowned for one thing, is developing these young players. And that crop of players that Chelsea have, some of them are good. I always said this, and Lewis heard me throughout the season say this a lot. I know some of them are good. I just don't know how good they are. And this is why I never wanted to put a number on where they should finish. Some Chelsea fans said they're top 4. Some of them said they're top 6. I don't know it because I haven't seen this group of players actually play together in the league and finish somewhere. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what they can do collectively first. But when news come out that he was playing players out of position, but he wouldn't tell them until the game day or the 11 comes out. That is crazy, man. Imagine I'm going to the game and the sheet comes out, the team sheet comes out, and I see that I'm starting today out of position. And the whole week I was training when we had no Europe, by the way, so you get extra.
Didn't he play Messi the CDM or some shippiness?
No, that was Suko who played Neymar.
Messi CDM, Neymar on the wing, Kimpembe left back.
Bro, he did some
I thought it was Suko.
Bro, the more research I did into his time at PSG, the more I wanted these directors out because he's doing the exact same thing here.
It's just crazy to me that he wasn't telling them until the game. Like, to me, that's insane. Because I used to say the fact that not in Europe is going to help him. It's going to help him on the training pitch. That's more time on the training pitch. That's more time to develop these young players. The fact that you're that bad at communicating your tactics to your players, your development of these players, they don't know where they're going to play on the weekend. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, but Staffy,
not to mention the injuries as well.
Staffy, you know what it is, though? If you are not actually a good coach, having more time on the training ground is probably a worse thing. If you're a worse coach, maybe actually just playing every 3 days, so the players are just playing and you're not actually coaching that much is actually a better thing. If you're not a good coach and you're on the coaching, and you're on the pitch, on the training ground, teaching the players something, when you're not a good coach, maybe you're not a good tactic, then maybe actually that's when it all unfolds, man. The guy, honestly, when you look into, like you say, bro, when you actually look into this guy's career, yeah, it's actually mad. Like, proper look at what happened at PSG. Oh, yeah, but the first year he went in halfway through the season because he didn't win the league in the first year, yeah. Well, PSG, by the way. And people will go, oh, yeah, but he went halfway through the season. Do the research. He had 21 games, bro. 21 games to go in and win. Didn't do it. Won the league the next year, Fairs. Look at his record in cup competitions. Look at this guy's record whenever he gets into a semi-final or a final. Chokes every time. Yeah. And then people will go, oh, yeah, but he's good at developing young players. That means nothing if you don't win anything at the end of it. Nothing. Don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing if you don't win anything at the end of it. Because basically what you're saying is, yeah, well, actually, yeah, but listen, he coaches young players well. All right, so basically what you're telling me now is, yeah, because the proof is in the pudding that this guy don't win anything. So if you're telling me that he's good at coaching young players, if your club gets Pochettino, what you're effectively saying is, okay, he's basically just like a teacher. He's going to be there for a few years. And then once he goes, we'll get a new manager in and then we'll win stuff. Well, that didn't work out very well for Tottenham, did it? Yeah. So what are we doing here, man? Do you get me? You got to look at it, man. You got to look into it and actually check out what's going on. And I just feel that, like, listen, he's not the main problem at Chelsea, yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, I think the people above him don't know what they're doing, but he's just not as good as people think. And people will just always go back to what he did at Spurs. And I tell you this, yeah, go and have a look at Spurs' starting 11 in the prime under Pochettino. It's a solid team. It's a really, really solid team. And the guy didn't even manage a Carabao Cup, mate. Yeah. So listen, if you don't think that's important, you want to be on this whole developing young players, then everyone's got their own opinion, yeah. But I just think that is well overrated. Well overrated, personally.
Facts. So I'm just glad that at least, in spite of all of the mistakes that the board have made with their managerial decisions, at least they kept to the standards. The standards were we were meant to get top 4, we were meant to get a trophy this season. We underachieved, and at least they had the sense to look at the manager and say, yeah, you were the main culprit for that. Now it's up to them to make the right decision in terms of our next coach, because they can't mess up again. Like, in terms of this whole project, this is another BS buzzword everyone loves to use. Oh, it takes time. Oh, we're going to have to go back to stage 1 of the process and everything. Like, why can't people understand, right, that the process isn't necessarily just centered on the manager, and it's also about the players as well. It's about these players rising and reaching their potential, and we have a good squad that can carry Chelsea for the next 5-6 years. We are not ripping the squad up and starting again. Therefore, the process is still going to continue, just under the right coach. That's where the problem's been. The player identification, I think, has been fine. Bar Mudryk, bar Sanchez, I don't really have any issues with anyone else that we brought in. This is just the managers. The managers haven't got the best out of these players. And if anything, that's been what's paused this process.
Well, bro, can I ask you a question, yeah? Because, like, what manager is going to get the best out of this situation? Because managers like Thomas Tuchel, yeah, Mourinho, and even Poch towards the end, that ain't working, because it's quite evident you can't challenge anyone at Chelsea, yeah, because they just sack you. And then what, you're going to get like a yes man, someone who's just going to be like, yeah, no worries, I'll let you tell me what to do in it. And but then these aren't going to be the best coaches. So what are Chelsea done it until the owners and the board change their stance? Because I'm looking at it going, this ain't looking good, Brett. I can't lie, man.
I don't even think it's that, to be honest. I think the media's just made it sound worse than it is in terms of the whole yes man argument. Like, all Chelsea want is a manager that's going to have a say in transfers, and that's about it. Like, speak on profiles, say what you need in the squad, and then they'll go and they'll find the right players for you. I don't really see the problem in that. I think that's the way most top clubs operate. It's just Pochettino clearly wanted more than that. This is a guy who was asking for Viega, didn't want Cole Palmer. He wanted Ugarte over Caicedo. He wanted to keep Mount. He wanted to keep Havertz. Like, he was trying to get way too much involvement.
Even Havertz might have helped you, to be fair. Not Mount, but even Havertz, maybe.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
Kill a blood clot, guy.
We're not doing that. You man are going for another number 9 as well. We're not doing that.
He's not a 9, though. That's the reason why we're not going for. That's the reason why we're going for a 9. He's not a striker.
Yeah, you guys are going for a midfielder too.
Yeah, because Partey's leaving. I'm going to touch on that. No, did he?
Okay, I'd still be very surprised if he starts for you guys next season. But in terms of the whole yes man thing, I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think we're looking for a younger manager, but we're still going to have a manager that gets involved in transfers. Not going to be one that just says nothing. He will have some sort of involvement in it. It's just minor. The same way like Klopp with Edwards, for example. Like Klopp tells him the profile, they go give him the players, you go and cook with them and you do the coaching. That's your job. So I don't think it's a yes man sort of thing. I think it's just been made to sound that way because it's an easy narrative to drop against the owners. My problem with the owners, your manager identification has sucked. That's literally it with them. Past that, this could have been so much easier if we just picked the right manager from the start. Or if you just didn't sack Tuchel. Because Tuchel didn't want that much control over transfers. We needed a lot more control from him because we didn't have sporting directors at the time. Now, we sacked him. And now we're sacking Poch because we want someone who's got less control over transfers. It's been a bit of a waste. That's where my problem with them has been. You've hired Poch, you've hired Potter, and you've sacked Tuchel. 3 L's.
So who's on the new manager shortlist?
So obviously we got the championship links to Maresca and McKenna.
So that's Leicester and Ipswich, respectively.
Yeah. There's Thomas Frank, who I don't think we're really going to get, and
what do you think about Thomas Frank? I mean, he's a good manager. He's done well at Brentford. He's always he ain't really had a lot of money as well. Blood plays decent football, knows the Premier League.
Nah, don't really move him. Don't really move me. If anything, I think he'd be a bit too more defensive for what we're looking for. Like, if we're doing the whole possession-based thing, I don't think Thomas Frank is the manager that we're meant to be looking for, but I don't think that's going to be the case either. And then there's an unnamed manager, which could be De Zerbi. Could be De Zerbi, could be Amorim, it could be both, which is what's confusing me the most. How is both of them not on that list? How is it only one of them? Because both...
Either or both, pause?
Yeah, either or. I'd bring either or. Those were my 2 favorite picks with Hoeneß and Michel. But Michel and Hoeneß got pulled out yesterday. Probably because they don't want to leave Girona and Stuttgart, and I don't blame them. They're doing their own thing over there. They're succeeding. They don't need to come and join us. But De Zerbi, he's going to be out of a job. The other guys...
got sacked today.
Amorim, he's got the Super Cup. He's got a release clause.
Xavi got sacked today from Barcelona. Looks like Hansi Flick's going to take over there. Would you take Xavi? La Liga winner?
I know he ended well with
the way
Barcelona.
He got smacked by PSG was a bit mad. I'm not going to lie. I did a watch along for both games and he got slapped.
Yeah, but
they went down to 10 men. I think that was
a Rahul tax.
Yeah, I think their record in the last 14, 15 games has been really good. Like, he might suit us because he'll definitely play possession football. So I wouldn't even be too against that in itself. Just not Thomas Frank.
Get him though, bro. He just called out the Barca guys, didn't he? He's talking about transfers and that. That's the last player. That's the last manager that your lads are going to hire.
Hey, maybe not then. Maybe not. I don't know.
De Zerbi, bro, 100%. De Zerbi should be.
Yeah, De Zerbi makes sense. Amorim makes sense. Xavi's a bit out of left field.
Bet365 has Jose as the favorite to be next Chelsea manager. Would you take Jose back?
Sure. Like, that might be the case, but no, we are not. This is not going to be Mourinho. No chance. I think it'll be De Zerbi or Amorim. Whoever the unnamed candidate is, it's probably going to be that. Because why are you going to have all this hype about somebody unnamed? That must be the one that makes a bit more sense. McKenna, God knows. He's got like 3 clubs looking at him, and he potentially could quadruple his wages and stay at Ipswich. Maresca, like, I know he plays good football as well, but like, same thing with him. Where is he going to leave Leicester?
Saying that Mourinho's the heavy favorite. And you know, Todd Miller ain't gonna cap.
No, I hear it, but it's like, it's just one betting company. No one else has really linked us with Mourinho. I've even been searching the last 5 minutes. There's no real Mourinho links, so I don't think
one is really picking up momentum.
McKenna, and Amorim. Those are the 2 that have been picking up. Like, I think he's going to be a really good manager, but I think it's a big step up for him to try and come up from Ipswich to Chelsea. But I also can't ignore what he's done. Back-to-back promotions, that's a massive achievement. The way he plays football is very impressive because he adapts based on the opposition. Like, one game he'll play direct football. The next he could play slow, methodical, possession-based football. Like, I've seen his metrics, like, they're in the middle for short, medium, and long-term passing, but it's because they can play in a range of different styles. So
very flexible. Very flexible.
Yeah, it's very impressive, but I can't put my hat on him and say he would come to Chelsea and bang, because it's still a big step up. But look, McKenna already is doing well for himself, and he's only going to continue to shine and build himself up within the next few years. I just think he's better off staying at Ipswich, even for himself. Like, when you've got a project to his level, and you're also looked at as a king in Ipswich the way that he is, I'd be surprised if you wanted to leave. But if you want to make the step up, like, fair play. Man's got balls about him and all that. But yeah, like, I think I would take McKenna over Maresca if it came down to it. But I'd also rather prefer De Zerbi or Amorim.
Big up Jose. He says, big up the panel and the homie Staffy. Congrats on the back again debut.
Yeah,
Yeah, damn self, Jose, blood. Big up my Mo. He says, hey, Carlton, Specsavers has a 50% off deal. Seems like you might need a wider lens to see things clearly. It's a project, and that takes time.
Listen, Poch Pegger, we know it's a project, but the thing about it is that the players aren't going, so the project continues. It just doesn't have to be under this bozo manager that you're still crying about 4 days after he got sacked. Thank you for the donation.
Big up football or soccer. He says, Troops, I met you at the MetLife game and I yelled, crack again. Thanks for all the laughs. Are you going to Cali for the United Arsenal game? Big up your damn self, blood. You understand? I'm trying to still. You get me? My guy that I normally stay with, no Diddy. He might not be in Cali at the time, blood. You get me? So that curveball just entered the chat, blood. You understand? But yeah, logistics is making it a bit mad. But yeah, trying to pattern something. You get me? I'll keep the people them updated. Big up Andrew. He says, LB, do you see any difference between Liverpool team 2005 to Spurs when we won the Champions League and FA Cup? They say Kane and Son FC. It was Gerrard FC.
Low-key, the Spurs team might have been better than that 2005 team. I don't think that's controversial.
Yeah, Liverpool just had the better coach.
Yeah. That was it. Liverpool had Rafa. That team was kind of dusty. I can't even lie, blood.
And you had Steven Gerrard, who like could actually win some stuff, whereas like Kane is just like allergic to trophies, isn't it? You know what I mean? When I went to school, one of my mates, his mum was allergic to like coins, so she couldn't like touch like like coins, cash. That might be the same with Harry Kane, innit? He might not be able to touch metal, bro, because he's not won a single trophy in his life, man. It's weird. So yeah. Maybe
when I heard that they finished third and that means he's out of the German Cup, I thought you might just be cursed. You might actually be cursed.
Yeah, well, this is why, no matter how many goals this guy scores, you can't put him above strikers that have scored goals and won stuff.
No.
Because there's got to be something wrong with him, bro.
When man try to put him above Shearer, I'm like, bro, Shearer won a Premier League, mate.
It's embarrassing, man. When people do that, it's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, Aguero clear, Shearer clear. Any striker that's like done decent, they don't even have to score like 30 goals. If you scored 20 goals but took your team to a title or a trophy, you're automatically better than Kane, in my opinion.
Bro, Vardy's better than Kane.
Yeah, I agree.
You get me?
He got more about him.
Legacy-wise, but not. Come on, let's not be that disingenuous. He's not better than.
Well, hang on a minute. Vardy was a baller, bro.
Yeah, he's not better than Kane.
We went for Vardy. Vardy turned us down.
Yeah, I remember that. Those are the good times. I missed that Arsenal. That Arsenal was better than this one.
Good times.
It made me happier. Yeah, good times.
Well, you know what makes me happy, blood? The state of your fucking piss poor club. You get me? Perfect segue. It's FA Cup final weekend. Man City taking on Man United at Wembley. 3 o'clock kickoff. 2:30. We go live for the watch along, blood. You get me? We don't do hate alongs over here. We do watch alongs, blood. You get me? And we just see wagwan, blood. You understand? But I do have some stats from this derby. Well, it's not really a derby when one side just gets smoked every time. This match is a repeat of last year's FA Cup final, where Man City beat Man United 2-1 to complete the second part of their league title, FA Cup and Champions League treble. It's the second time in FA Cup history the same fixture has been played in the final in consecutive years, after Blackburn Rovers versus QPR in 1884 and 1885. Man City have won both Premier League meetings with Manchester United this season, beating them 3-0 at Old Trafford and 3-1 at the Etihad. The last time they beat their neighbours 3 times in the same campaign was in 1969/70. There's a record that Ten Hag's going to hold again. Man United have lost 6 of their last 7 meetings with Man City in all competitions, 1 win, including each of their last 3 in a row. They last lost 4 consecutively against them between 2013 and 2014. Man United have won 5 of their last 7 FA Cup games against Man City. However, both defeats in that run have come in games at Wembley, 2011 semi-final, and obviously last year in the final. And finally, Man City could complete the league title and FA Cup double for the 3rd time, something only previously achieved by Man United 94, 96, 99, Arsenal 71, 98, 2002. The Citizens did so in 2019 and 2023, and thus could become the first ever team to do so in consecutive campaigns. Lads, LB, is this just gonna be another blue beatdown, or is it gonna be the magic of the FA Cup and Man United stun the world and somehow bring the FA Cup back to the red side?
Yeah, happening like that, bro. Nah. So I think this could be more comfy than last year, you know, because last year we had the treble to think about. There's no treble to think about now. Yeah, we're cooking. Ain't lost a game since the 6th of December. Yeah, slapping everyone up in the league. Just won the league. Confidence is high. United don't even know who the manager is going to be next season. Yeah, I think honestly, man, I can't sit here and not get my chest out. Because it's like, I've just won the league, innit? And we've already beat them twice this year. And we beat them twice, not even playing at our best. We're actually playing at our best right now. So I would be shocked if City didn't win this game tomorrow. I just think, I think we could dispatch him, man. 3-0, something like that. I just don't see how Staffy can sit there with any confidence at all, man. You know what I mean? You don't even know who the manager is. You got manager talk. And my team is literally just like fully cooking. We're playing the best football we played all season. And I just think this is another opportunity that City players won't mess up, man. I think we're built for this. So yeah, I'm just, my chest is out.
Well, I'm not sitting with no confidence, you know, but I haven't had confidence all year. So this is not new for me. I've been doing this all season. I don't go into confidence into any game with confidence, let alone City. But things can happen in the FA Cup final, you know. Anything can happen in a derby. Anything that can happen when you go to Wembley, you know. And we've shown that for years now, you know. And sometimes we don't need to be our best to win the game. Am I gonna sit here and shamelessly say and give reasons and list reasons why I think we can win this game? No, I won't. You know, but on the day, listen, anything can happen. At the end of the day, it's the last game of the season. It's a cup final. It's your biggest rivals, you know. And I understand the whole manager talk and all that stuff and how disappointing the season was, but all that really shouldn't impact a game. You can go into the game 90 minutes, focus on the 90 minutes, try to put the best 11 out there, try to all the players should have the thought to put their best performance that they've had all season into the 90 minutes. And you never know what can happen, bro. Do I think we'll win? No. Do I have a little bit of hopium in me that we could? Yeah, why not? I could see us in a way because of the way that we set up the last 3 games, being a little bit more solid defensively than we've been all season. You know, try to somehow hold you guys to a 0-0 in the first half, and the second half when we bring on some players off the bench, try to make something out of the game. And as we've seen, you guys went to penalties. Who am I bringing off the bench? So the last 3 games, obviously we've had a lot of injuries, so we have a lot of players coming back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is any I swear Rashford's back. Bruno.
Rashford is back. He'll be on the bench. I don't think he'll start. I think Rashford will be on the bench, which I think will be the right thing. We've been bringing Højlund off the bench, and listen, 2 games, 2 goals off the bench. So clearly something is working there. He's starting to show that he should have been that player that comes off the bench and doesn't start. You're starting to see, like, if he had I would say a senior striker starting all season instead of him, and then he just plays the odd game and he comes off the bench most games, he'd probably have a more I wouldn't say a better season because technically his numbers are still not bad, but probably developmental wise, he would have had a better season. So I think he comes off the bench as well. And what's his name? At least our back 4 is going to have some center backs in it, because that bum Casemiro, I don't want to see him nowhere near the pitch. I don't want this guy starting, bro.
Wow, that bum.
He's a bum, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Let me push this agenda on TroopzTV.
So you're because the Man United fan base is, you're split on everything. The manager, players. So you're fuck Casemiro.
Casemiro, bro. Let me tell you this, because I've said it on every channel I've been on. I'm gonna say it here. I'm tired of people telling me he has 5 Champions League. Those 5 Champions Leagues do fuck all for me when the 90 minutes start, because I don't see 5 Champions Leagues on the pitch blocking these shots and blocking these passes and intercepting passes. No, this guy's a bum. He's always sliding all over the place, picking up yellows, being out of possession, whether he's playing in the midfield or whether he's playing in center back. He's an absolute mess, bro. And for everyone who says, but you're being disingenuous, Staffy. Remember what he did at Madrid? No, I'm going to tell you what he did at Madrid. I'm going to repeat this here again. This guy played next to Cruz, Isco, and Modric. You know what he did over there? They told him, win the ball and get the fuck out the way. That's what he did in Madrid. But he doesn't do that here. The guy's out of position all the time. He's getting dribble pass all the time. That Palace game, bro, I thought he should have retired that day. Honestly, that's the game I watched. I was like, bro, just retire, bro. Go to Saudi Arabia.
Was that his Gary Neville West Brom moment?
Bro, I think he had a lot of these moments this season. I'm really being honest with you. I watched him in preseason. I was like, bro, the minute he injured Kobe Mainoo for us in preseason, I knew this guy should have been gone. I honestly, bro, I looked at him. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, bro? It was the first minute of the game. He literally tackled the Madrid player into Mainoo's ankle and injured him. And I'm like, you already ruined our season. And the season didn't even start. The guy is just horrendous, bro. He's 32, but he plays like he's 40, bro. And the fact that people don't want to call it out because he won stuff for Madrid, I've never seen a more gullible fan base, if I'm being honest with you. What does that do for me and what he's been doing for me all season? I don't want him nowhere near the pitch, bro. And there's no coincidence that the last 3 games that were actually starting Amrabat in the 6 next to Mainoo, our midfielders look better because we actually have a 6. As much as he's limited, he actually stays where he's supposed to be. He actually does stuff that a 6 does. He doesn't do it to an elite level because he's not a Rodri, but he does stuff that a 6 could do. And no wonder why. Even the Arsenal game. Listen, Troops, you watched the Arsenal game. You guys didn't look that good against us. You know, we were hard to break down. And you, most of us, including myself, I thought we'd get slapped up that game. But that midfield looked better because he wasn't in it. Obviously, he made the mistake for the goal because he's a bum and he was in center back, but that's a different story. The midfield has been looking better than without him anyways. I don't want it to stay like that. Everyone can sit here and cry and say, oh, you're being disingenuous. Oh, no. Bro, he's a bum, bro. The midfield looks better without him. Mainoo, Amrabat, and Bruno, the last 3 games have played together, and they've been a better midfield without him. So I need this guy nowhere near the 11. I don't want to see him nowhere near the 11. He could come off as an impact sub, don't get me wrong, you know, in the second half, because, listen, City are going to run us ragged anyways. We're going to be running all over the place trying to win the ball from them. So the midfielder is going to lose legs. You know, you can bring him on in the second half, but to start him, nah, I don't want to see him nowhere near that. Because even when we get the ball and the limited chances that we'll have, the guy's just going to, bro, people talk about Bruno being grenade football. This guy is the actual original grenade football. Bruno is not even grenade football as much as this guy. The guy gets the ball in the back line, just launches it forward. See, they're gonna have a field day if Casemiro's there. Trust me, LB's gonna be watching. He's gonna be like, God damn, we don't have to actually win the ball. Casemiro's just gonna keep giving it back to us. You know, so I don't want this guy nowhere near the pitch, bro. But he could definitely be a sub in the second half. And as I said, Rashford's going to be a sub in the second half. I think we should keep Højlund as a sub in the second half. And Varane, listen, Varane, Lissandro, they're ready to play. The last time they played together, people were being disingenuous saying, oh, the last time they played together, they held 6 to City. No, they didn't. Because Varane got injured on the second goal. He wasn't even on for the Haaland header. Which one was it, LB? Was it the second or third goal when Haaland scored the header? He wasn't even on the pitch. And then obviously that ball that De Bruyne played in behind when he was trying to, like, he was hobbling, trying to chase Haaland down, he was injured. But that's our best center back partnership anyways, and they'll be available. I trust that more than anything we've put all season. I trust that midfield more than anything we put this season. And this is why I think, not that we have a big chance to win the game, but I fancy our chances a little bit more with some of these players that I just named than with anything else, you know? And as I said, if we could just take it to the second half, keep it close, and start making some impact subs, you never know. You never know the events of the game as well. What if someone gets a yellow? What if someone gets sent off? What if someone gets injured? You never know what the events of the game are. So I want to stay in this game for as long as possible, and let's just see what happens in the second half. You know, that's the way that's to me, that's the best way to approach this game.
So you just slacked off half your players and then just still say you believe, bro.
Well, I slacked off one player majorly, to be honest. Bro, you just don't understand how much I don't like this Casemiro guy, bro. I've never liked him, bro. I've never liked him.
You should never signed him in the first place. You should never signed that guy in the first place.
Bro, that's a different convo, bro. Last year, we should have sold him to Saudi Arabia. When Saudi Arabia was handing free money to everyone, Lewis, how much money did you get for some of your bums? I was seeing Koulibaly
we sold
and
like
them
5 of them in the same day.
Bro, you were selling them. It was a fire sale in Saudi Arabia, and we didn't sell him.
Koulibaly, Mendy, I think there was 3 others, all in the same day. They just take you for book value.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. And this season, we won't get the same money for him anyways. The guy's on 350K a week. He still has like 2 more years after this. Bro, I'd sell him for anything. If Saudi Arabia come from Ronaldo, please put in a recommendation, bro. I'm begging you. Put in a recommendation for him. Listen, I'll sell him for Kante. Yeah, there you go. Kante as well left. I forgot him. Listen, bro.
Yeah, he was on a free,
him,
though. I think his contract was expiring.
I can't wait for this guy to leave. I'll literally celebrate when he leaves. You'll see that. Can't wait for it, bro.
LB, does Doku start? Because like Pep's like bringing him off the bench recently, been doing his thing off the bench.
Yeah.
Grealish is back.
I don't know, you know. He started him against West Ham, which was a bit of a surprise. So maybe. I don't know, man. You can never really predict a Pep team, innit? Like, the guy just does on madness all the time. So I don't know. But Doku's been playing well recently for us. So, you know, who knows?
He cooked that last game against West Ham.
Yeah, he's you know, he's really stepped up in the last month or two. He has. So fair play to him. But I don't know, bro. I don't know what he's going to do. I'd imagine probably not. I imagine he'll stick with the sort of not having a left winger and Gvardiol being our left winger, which cooked for us in the last 2 months.
What has happened to Gvardiol? Because he was kind of slowish, and then he just like from
you know what it was, bro. People was getting onto his back way too much.
That's like calling him Barbie, though. I can't lie.
Yeah, but he wasn't even bad, man. Like, he was just like all right, but like obviously the big price tag, everyone probably looked at him and go, "What's he doing?" But remember, he was a centre back, and we basically played him left wing, so he was doing all right. He was just okay the whole season. I thought it was actually a pretty decent. And then since that goal at the Bernabeu, boom! I think the guy's confidence. I think he just like that goal made him like, yeah, I'm the man. And then he just sort of kicked into gear. And when he plays up there, we don't have a left winger because you don't really need one, because he does what the left winger does, and then you got all the people in the middle. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't see how United in their current state, managed to get a result. Now, obviously, Staffy is right. You know, game incidents, penalties, red cards, all that kind of stuff. But if we just play our game, I just don't see how we don't win this match, man. I just don't see how we don't win this match. If we played to the best that we've been playing recently, and in fact, if we play like that, I think United might hold a few goals, you know. So
I'm mainly worried about Foden, bro. And here's what Pep could do. I'll tell you this about Foden. You remember the 3-1 game, the one in your stadium. Guardiola made a switch in the second half. I think we switched Erwin Bissaka from left back to right back. And then he switched right away Foden. And then he threw him on the left so he can stay on Erwin Bissaka. That right there, bro, if you want Foden to eat, that's where you should be. If he plays on whichever side Erwin Bissaka's on, bro, barbecue chicken, bro. I'm telling you. This guy has no chance. Erwin Bissaka has no chance playing on any side where Foden's on. Foden is way too intelligent and technical for him. Erwin Bissaka is good against like a Doku. If he puts him on Doku, I kind of trust Erwin Bissaka to handle Doku. That's more of a physical battle where, yeah, he likes to. What Doku likes to do is like kind of get the ball in behind, run behind the defender, a dribble here and there. Bissaka's good at covering that. The way Foden plays football and the way the ball is too close to his feet and the way he's so intelligent in playing in the pockets, he would absolutely eat Bissaka alive. And that's what he did in that game, in that 3-1 game. That's the one matchup I'm really worried of. I'd added Dalot beyond. Not that Dalot is going to shut him down. No one's shutting down Foden. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want Erwin Bissaka nowhere near this guy. Because this guy's another bum that I speak about a lot. But he has to play because we have no fullbacks. Whichever side Foden is on, keep Erwin Bissaka away from him. And that's the one matchup that really, really worries me. Because if Foden, listen, bro, if Foden scores in the first 2 minutes like he did against West Ham, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised. I'm just praying it doesn't happen. Because that's going to give me flashbacks of last year. 13 seconds, I didn't even get to sit on my couch when the goal went in. I couldn't believe it, bro. You know
I do. You know what I do if I was you? I'd probably play Rashford as a striker and just play counter-attacking football, man. That's what I'd do. Just play pace in it. Maybe Garnacho left, Rashford up top, and then probably Ahmad right, and just go pace.
But he'll get cooked by Diaz and what's his name again? You're probably going to play Diaz.
But if we're on the halfway line, which we probably will be, and you put the ball in behind, that's
Yeah, but how many times have we tried that and it hasn't worked? I'd rather stick
it
to
worked
what
a lot
we
under
did,
Ollie.
actually.
Yeah, but it don't work now because you got Ten Hag as manager. But Ollie did that, and he had quite a good record against us, didn't he?
Rashford was a lot more fit at that time, and he had a bit more pace in him. And that front line actually had a lot more pace. The issue with that is when you only have Rashford playing in that front line on the counterattack, it makes it easier to mark. Because it's so much easier to know, okay, this is the only guy that has pace in that front line. Just mark him a little bit differently. Just stay 10 yards behind him. So you don't give him the head start.
But they don't do that, though.
But that's how he gets marked. When we used to have Martial and Dan James as an example, that's when we got the best out of you with transition football. That was the best transition front line we had. All of them had pace. And that's why it was harder to mark Rashford at that time. It hasn't worked for us for a while. I actually will stick to the same front three because I don't see any scenario where we score in the first half anyways, unless we get a dodgy penalty. I'm starting the same front line we've been starting. We've been starting Garnacho, Ahmad, and McTominay, and I'm starting that. Not because I think McTominay is going to do anything in terms of like he's going to take his chances and all that, but I would rather spend the first half trying to that's front line for us is the first line of defense. And the way Bruno and McTominay have been playing, switching up between that false 9 and 10 position, it's been kind of working. I would keep that, not because they're going to score goals, but I would rather keep that until the second half where I bring on a real striker as a Højlund and a real winger as Rashford. So that's what I'm saying. The way I'm looking at the game, don't lose the first half. Just keep it 0-0 in the first half. And then the second half, you'll bring on your strikers on. I would rather Rashford and Højlund running at an exhausted Diaz or an exhausted Akanji or an exhausted Walker, whoever's playing in that back line, than starting the game. Because if they just start the game, they won't get the best out of them anyways. They really won't. I'd rather McTominay be on just so he run around and uncover the deficiencies for Bruno. That's really it. And I'm going to pray for Ahmad to do something because he's been the only quality that we've had in the front line. He's really been the only quality. Every time he gets the ball, he just does something for us. You know. So that's how I'm starting this game.
This could be Ten Hag's last game. Rumors picking up pace that Ineos have decided to part ways. Apparently, it's going to be dropped as a mutual agreement to part ways, whether you win or lose the FA Cup final. McKenna apparently is in talks with Man United. There are other people linked as well. What is going on? Is this the end of Man United now, blood? Is this like your banter era, blood? Is this where we just sit back and just laugh at you, man, season after season after season?
But you haven't been laughing already. What do you mean?
Nah, but it could. Nah,
you should have been laughing.
It's gonna go to a point where man's gonna be. You get me?
No, I think it can only get better from here. Because to me, this is low, bro. This is very low. I mean, can you play worse football than this? I can't argue that we can, bro. This is the worst football I've ever watched. This is on par with Ranić/Oli season. We only finished 2 more points than that season. You know, we finished 1 position less. We finished 8th, but on points, it's only 2 points more. You know,
if you get Poch, it can get worse. I will say that,
bro. It's getting Poch is the most parallel move I can ever see, and I actually think he's worse than Ten Hag. I'm really honest. I feel like Ten Hag just I think Ten Hag just overcomplicated shit at United. I don't think he's this bad as a manager, but he actually just made a whole mess out of it. Poch would actually be worse, but it could only get better if I'm being honest with you. Because what's going to happen in the summer?
We go.
Who?
Flick to Barca. Here we go.
Hansi Flick becomes new Barcelona head coach, confirmed. And here we go. The agreement has been completed. Worker and now approved by his agent, Phil, on a 2-year deal, contract until 2026. Understand Flick will bring 2 German assistants as part of his deal. So Flick is off.
Hey, 2-year deal's not exactly very like confidence, is it? You know what I mean? That's sort of like, oh yeah, we don't really know, innit? We don't want to. We might have to sack you in a year. We don't want to pay you a lot of dough. So
no, but Barca don't really give out them.
Judge you at the end of the season.
I think they're broke. Really, if I'm being honest, that's why. They don't want to keep him for more than that, then have to sack him and pay him.
You don't think
have
Hansi
money,
Flick's
bro.
been a bit like whenever like you on these panel shows, right? Yeah, you don't think Hansi Flick gets a bit disrespected by fans? Like, I'm not here sitting out saying he's a GOAT, yeah, but like, look what he done at Bayern, and everyone just goes, yeah, but look what happened at Germany. I think Germany are a bit dead at that point anyway. Like, I think that like. I think he gets it. I'm not saying like I'm not trying to say like he's like some mad guy, but I do feel like he gets disrespected. This guy won six titles, 6 trophies for Bayern, and he took over Pep as well, isn't it? That's right. Yeah. So you don't think he gets a bit disrespected, man?
And then after he
A
took
little
over
bit.
the Champions League.
I only say a little
think
bit though, because I don't think he gets ripped like that. It's just people
They
don't
wanna
really put him
travel.
up there with the best managers in the world.
No,
So
but
I
like,
kinda
okay, no, I don't mean like that though. I mean like if I speak to you or like a United fan or something, and say, would you have Hansi Flick? Everyone's like, I don't know. It's like, why?
Yeah,
they kinda
that's a
put their
bit
nose
weird. Because
up
I
to
would have taken him every day ending in a Y personally. We've been in the gutter with managers. We're going to ignore someone who won a sextuple a couple years ago. No, that's the mentality I want at my club.
Yeah, but that's the Bundesliga tax. We don't really rate anything from the Bundesliga, and I feel like that's a Premier League bias. We always think like, yeah, everything
but
is
everyone
easy in the
rates-
Bundesliga.
Yeah, actually.
When you really think of it, like, because if you sign someone from the Bundesliga, they're gonna be, yeah, it's a farmers league. You know, if you sign a manager, except for Club is the only one that you can really look at and be like, yeah, he kind of broke that. You know, I'm not even gonna include Pep. Yeah, but Tuchel, I mean, he still gets disrespect. And Tuchel, let's be honest, like he did win the Champions League, but didn't even compete for the league. So I can't really
But
put him
Tuchel,
that
people
high.
just talk about how he falls out with the board more than anything.
Yeah, so Tuchel hasn't really proved much outside of the Bundesliga as well, in my opinion. You know, Champions League, I won't discredit him for that, but it's nothing amazing, in my opinion. You know, because he hasn't done much in the league. Like, he's never been a league manager. Klopp is the only one, as I'm saying, is the only one, like, when he came from Dortmund to Liverpool, obviously to win them their first Premier League in 30 years, yeah, that deserves respect. All the trophies that he's won, even though he's won, like, one of each, you know, yeah, we'll respect that, you know.
Well, so you don't rate Flick then? You don't rate him?
It's not that I don't rate Flick. I'm just explaining why people don't really look at him and they're moved by him. You know, we have a Premier League bias. Let's be honest, because we all watch more Premier League than we watch anything else. So it's always going to be like that.
Prediction.
Nagelsmann got the same treatment, by the way, because Nagelsmann was cooking in the Bundesliga, and half the people didn't want him to come to the Premier League.
Yeah, but he didn't
for the
win
FA Cup final,
six trophies in 1 year.
No, he didn't. But I'm just saying he also falls in that category where it's like Bundesliga tax.
Yeah, but I agree with that. I think Nagelsmann is rated below Flick, but Flick won 6 trophies, right, in 1 year.
Yeah, both of them don't get enough credit in the Premier League, anyways, or by the Premier League fans, I should say.
Yeah,
because who sits here and screams for them? Like,
yeah,
we've all needed managers
out here
twerk.
Some people are out here twerking for like McKenna and that. Like, you don't think that's a bit strange? Like how some Chelsea fans over here saying, "Yeah, get me McKenna. He got back-to-back promotions in League One and Championship, and then Hansi Flick, who won 6 trophies in 1 year, they go, I'm not sure about him. Went to Germany and didn't do particularly. You don't think that is just fucking backwards?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but that's what I'm saying. McKenna, at least, like he has some Premier League experience because he's worked under Ole's staff. And obviously he coaches and he managed in the Championship.
You think it's good that he worked under Ole? That's probably one of the worst things to do.
Not really though, because the thing is, so they kept him under Ole and they kept him under Ranić, and he was running the under 18s before he got promoted to work under Ole. And so going into that job, he was the Spurs under 18, which now I don't think you even knew that, but he managed the Spurs under 18. So you probably hate him now. And then he managed the United under 18 and he won the league with them. And then he got that job. And to be fair, when we had him under Ole, it was always told that he did all the technical work and he led all the training and all that stuff. So he was like between him, Ole, and Carrick, it was more of like he was the football mind between them. And that's why when they offered him a job to stay under Ten Hag, he said, no, I'm going to go to Ipswich. And he got to Ipswich. And to be fair, to get a back-to-back promotion is pretty impressive. You know,
yeah, but everything you just said there, though, bro, doesn't mean that you should.
It doesn't put him over these guys. I'm just saying, like, these are the credentials that he has in England. Like, he's been in England his whole time. You know, he's been managing. He's 38, and he's been managing all these years.
Yeah, I find that mad. I can't lie.
Mad what? That he's managed it for this long?
I find it mad how anyone can find any justification to want McKenna over Hansi Flick.
But that was never the argument. The argument was like, why do people rate McKenna?
No, yeah. That's the point. No, the question I said is why do people rate McKenna, but then Hansi Flick, they go, nah, not sure about him, even though he won 6 trophies in 1 year. That's the point. That's the question I asked, isn't it?
No, I hear you. And obviously Flick, the stage of he's in his career, he's definitely a better manager than him. He's accomplished a lot more than him. You know, I'm just trying to explain how I think the people see it. You know, one is in England, and honestly, they, as I said, it's just like the Bundesliga bias. You know, Bundesliga tax as usual.
Mad. Everyone's addicted to processes and phases now, isn't it? That's the truth, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, your guy's going to Bayern, and he just got relegated. So
everyone's addicted, man. You know what it is? I think people are scared to be involved in like title races for the fear of not actually winning a title or a trophy, man. So they'd rather go through this phase approach. Because if you get Hansi Flick and it don't work, people will banter you, right? And what? Accept the banter, move, innit? Like it's weird, man.
I think people just follow PR, if anything.
Let me ask LB this. Don't you feel like there's a crop of new managers coming up and the old managers? Like, I feel like there's a shift in the guard of managers where all the old managers, bar Pep, are pretty much most of them are washed. And there's a huge overflow of new upcoming managers. When you see Thiago Motta going to Juve, Company going to Bayern.
Yeah,
obviously,
I don't know because you got
Arteta from a couple years ago.
You got Pep, you got Ancelotti. They're still cooking.
Was it then? I would have put him in the old school managers. He just doesn't want to work anyway. Like the guy's just very picky with what jobs he wants. So I can't really.
But I wouldn't put him in the new managers. The new managers are like Arteta, them man.
But he's more of a new generation. I get what you're saying. He's a little bit in the middle because he's not as old as Pep and Ancelotti, obviously. But he's a little bit more in the middle. But I honestly, and this might be a hot take, I don't think Ancelotti would do well if he would leave Madrid. I feel like he just suits Madrid perfectly. Because where was he before he went to Madrid? He was at Everton. But he suits Madrid perfectly because obviously he had the experience. He's been there before. He has a good relationship with them.
Yeah, but man got bread there, innit? Usmanov.
But that just shows you he wasn't really like. I'm not even trying to disrespect Ancelotti like that, but like he was on the other side of his career now, where he's like, all right, he's getting the lesser jobs up until Madrid came back for him, and Madrid came in for him after the whole thing.
When he at PSG before,
then left, and now where was he before it?
He done PSG.
So
what was the order? Because he's been, I think he went to PSG. Did he go to Bayern before or after PSG?
I think it was Bayern and then PSG, then Bayern.
I think he got sacked from Bayern. And then he didn't have a job, and then he went to Everton, something like that. I don't remember the order because he's been there for a while. He went to Napoli. Yeah, someone said he went to Napoli. There you go. Yeah, he went to Napoli. But I see what I'm saying. Like Napoli and Everton, these weren't the best jobs he's had, and all of a sudden he's just.
So it's Chelsea, PSG, Madrid, Bayern, Napoli, Everton, then back to Madrid.
Yeah, but also, Staffy, what clubs in that period needed a manager like Ancelotti?
Yeah, Arsenal needed him, but Arsenal wouldn't move. I was screaming Ancelotti.
In like 2019, then when he was at Napoli, like City had Pep, Liverpool had Klopp, Arsenal at that point, I think you just got Arteta. I think at that point,
you guys got Arteta the same day they got Ancelotti. Because if I remember, and Troops, you'll remember this probably, Arteta and Ancelotti were both at Goodison Park that day in the stands where you guys played each other, something like that.
So Arsenal could have got Ancelotti and they chose Arteta. That was a choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't have to do it. They could have got Ancelotti if they wanted. But obviously, they didn't do it. So I'll tell you this: if Pep left tomorrow, Ancelotti would be very high up on my list. Obviously, if he left Real Madrid.
Let me ask you this: would you take Arteta if Pep left? And I actually do mean this.
I'd rather have Ancelotti.
Because Nubbin said he would take Arteta in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would rather have Ancelotti.
Well, there's rumors that Company is the next one lined up.
Yeah, like obviously, I think this is why he's had to take the Bayern job, innit? Because if he does well at Bayern, I think he's had a 2-year deal, yeah? So basically, it's like, is he signed a 2-year deal? I think, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think it's official yet, but he's pretty much going to get the job, yeah. I think
if he goes to Bayern, and the thing is as well, people don't realise this, yeah? He doesn't actually have to do a madness at Bayern to be in with a shout at getting a City job. All he has to do really is win the Bundesliga. Because people will talk about the Champions League. Well, hang on a minute. Yeah. Bayern Munich in the last 4 or 5 years have only got past the quarterfinal stage once, right? So long as he gets them to sort of the quarterfinal stage, he's probably chilling. As long as he doesn't get embarrassed and wins the Bundesliga, he's probably with a shout at getting a City job anyway.
No, but you know what it is, LB? They're looking at Bayer Leverkusen and the way they've been moving this season, the style of football they've been playing with lesser quality players, and I feel like they're worried they're gonna be caught behind them. You know what I'm saying? Because Bayern is doing that with lesser quality. That's why they wanted to go for Jabi, and Jabi wanted to stay one more year. I feel like right now, and this is really why I asked you this earlier. I feel like a lot of clubs, big clubs that are not playing their best football, they're worried they're gonna get caught behind even more. That's why you see Chelsea coming out and saying we want a young manager because they'd rather give someone like, as much as this pains me to say, but a lot of people want to follow the Arteta project, the Arsenal project, where they just want to build with a younger manager, you know, so they can be the next man up. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, LB, as long as Pep is around and breathing and coaching teams, you know, and he doesn't want to spend some family time with his wife and kids and all that, he doesn't want to go back to Spain and, you know, be a family man. There's not a lot for all these teams to win because this guy just proved he's an absolute monster. I think the smart thing to do at this time is to be the next man up. Because if he does leave in 2025, who's the next man up right now? Arteta and Arsenal. They're the smartest ones right now. Because in a year's time, if Pep leaves, we all know that they're going to be the favorites.
LB, are you worried that Pep's going to leave? Because he said that he's more close to leaving than staying. He's got a year left.
Yeah, it's one of them, bro. Like it's what it is for me. Like, you know, it's coming at some point. You know, we have this conversation every year because he only signs these little shitty 1-year extensions, which is nice because he stays. But then it's like you have the same conversation. I don't know, man. I think it depends, man. To be honest with you, like if Xabi Alonso's available next year and Real Madrid decide to keep Ancelotti, I think City might move for Xabi Alonso, providing obviously that Pep don't want to stay. If they can't get their hands on Xabi Alonso, I don't think City would move for Ancelotti, even though I would.
Would they move for Arteta?
You think Arteta would leave Arsenal though?
I'm saying, would they move for Arteta?
They might do. They might do, but
because they could test the waters.
Yeah, but you think they would? You think he'd leave?
I don't know because
Arteta said anyway.
I don't know because Arteta's got a year left on his contract as well. And there's no talks of a new one yet.
I don't think he'd leave. I think if Pep left, I think he'd say, right, let's do it. I don't know. I don't think he'd leave, bro. It's not like
I don't think Arteta would leave. Yeah.
No, it's not like he does. It's not like he's at Arsenal. He don't get no money to spend. He gets money to spend. Got a decent team. You know what I mean? You've been linked with John Neves, 100 million. It's not like he don't have money, so I don't think he'd leave.
Chat saying Ten Hag got sacked.
Yeah,
What?
Jacob Steinberg's just tweet. I'll bring up on the big screen now. He's not really the greatest source, but I mean, it still takes a bit of balls to try and pull the first exclusive out.
So Jacob Steinberg is saying exclusive. Man United have decided to sack Erik Ten Hag after the FA Cup final.
Just reading it quickly. Ten Hag joined the club 2 years ago, set to depart after enduring a fraught campaign. A well-placed source said that even winning the cup would not save Ten Hag. The decision to change manager will be the most significant move made by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his allies since Ineos took a minority stake. They identified Tuchel, Poch, McKenna, Potter, and Frank as potential replacements. United declined to comment after being approached by The Guardian.
Well, Staffy, we would like comment.
Bro.
TroopzTV has approached. Back again has approached.
Staffy, we got our independence, brother.
Listen, bro. If that happens, I swear, bro. If that happens, I might care about that more than the FA Cup. I'm not going to lie to you. Because this guy, bro, I'm going to say this in Arabic because I don't want to get canceled. Don't want to get you canceled. Ten Hag إلى مزبلة التاريخ. أوسخ مدرب شفته في حياتي. Go. No, I'm not gonna say.
I know what you said still. I got Egyptian friends, and they always cuss that at the TV.
إلى مزبلة التاريخ. أوسخ مدرب شفته في حياتي. This guy, bro, I want him nowhere near Old Trafford again, bro. I don't want him near, bro. I want his flights, bro, restricted from flying over England. I don't want him nowhere near us again, bro. Because this might be bigger news than the FA Cup final, bro. But that guy, whoever this
Jacob Steinberg.
reported that Jacob Steinberg, he's ballsy for doing that because you know what he's doing, bro. I think everyone knows that he's gonna get sacked anyways, win, lose, or draw.
He's going with it first
because you know what, he's getting the LVG treatment. Let's be honest, LVG won the FA Cup in 2016, and news came out that he knew he was gonna get sacked. You know, he was there. He didn't celebrate after he won because people said he knew he got the news that he was getting sacked. I think that's the same thing they're doing with Ten Hag. But he's a pussy, by the way, for doing that, because now that news is going to hit Ten Hag, and I don't know how focused he's going to be
because
tomorrow.
because how does this drop the day before the final, bro?
How can you drop that the day? Like, that's going to be like, the whole dressing room's going to be like.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what happened.
To be fair, I might get the fans up tomorrow.
This is what happened, bro. When we played Wigan in the FA Cup final, we all knew that Zidane was We all knew that Mancini was gone, and we ended up losing.
I remember that season.
That's when Pellegrini came in, isn't it?
Yeah, Pellegrini came in. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. We all knew this was going to happen. I said this some time ago. Like, these guys that United have hired, right? The new owner, Barada, Dan Ashworth. I don't know, he's not officially working, but they're all obviously working at the moment. These guys are not idiots, man. They clearly know that Ten Hag is a fraud, bro. So they're getting rid, man. So, you know, they're obviously having conversations with new managers. They probably agreed a deal. And they probably, out of respect, told Ten Hag, listen, regardless of what happens tomorrow, you're gone. You know, you got our full support for tomorrow and all that kind of shit. Like, and then it's obviously just leaked. It's like, it is what it is.
You know what, OB? I said this whole season. People would ask me, especially lately, they're like, oh, what do you think is going to happen after the FA Cup? I always said this. I refuse to believe that Omar Barada worked for Citigroup, and we always praise how good City have been over the past decade. Okay. I refuse to believe that this guy who worked with these people that you had in your club and the rest of the people, like the Ineos group, and Jason Wilcox and Dan Ashworth and all these people that they're all on very good resumes, are known for being very, very detailed in everything they do, and they're very good. They have the best resumes out there. I refuse that this group of people that we rate that highly sat there and they're like, you know what? I've watched about 40 to 50 games this season of United. Still not sure if we should keep Ten Hag or not. Let's just wait until a one-off game against City in a cup final, and let's make the decision that day. There's no fucking way, bro. There's no way one game against City in a cup final is going to change their mind. Exactly. They either sat there and said, you know what? We haven't seen enough. Maybe we'll give him one more season. Or they said, you know what? We've seen enough. Whether he wins or loses, he has to be gone. They can't, because if they don't, LB, I would be much more worried about them. Because I listen, I'm not trusting them 100% because trust is earned for me. It's not granted. I still want to see them do work for my club. But if they come in after all the gas that they've gotten by everyone in England, and they did make that decision, I'll be like, bro, these guys are dummies. I actually thought they were smart based on what everyone said. But the fact that they still haven't made a decision and it's the last game of the season, that fucking scares me. So I'm happy to see that they actually know what they're doing. And I hope it's true.
Big up Comical Ali. He says, Javi sacked. Imagine Arteta's Spanish escape. They won Arteta as well, but he ain't going nowhere this season, blood. You get me? Big up Sing G. He says, yes, Trooper. Are United fans actually going to the game? They actually are, blood. They're going to go get their bucket hats like last year and then fuck off. You get me? Big up Total Eclipse. He says, big up Troops, LB, Staffy, and my brother Lewis.
Big up, bro.
Never knew Staffy hated casserole that much. Lol. LB, honestly speaking, did you ever think your club would see this much success when growing up?
Yeah, obviously not, innit? You know what I mean? We were shit, bro. So, nah. But it's nice. It's nice, bro. It's nice journey, innit? Big up for the donation, bro. Big
up Sing is King, my brother. He says, big up Troops and the man them. I'd take two cool Flick, Conte, Jose, Allegri, not some hipster coach. Act like a big club for once and raise the standards. Obviously, Singers King is a United fan. Staffy, how you feel about them?
Bro,
no, did he?
What? He said what? Hipster? Bro, I feel like I swear this word hipster is just being overused so much. It's actually very funny. It's really, really funny what these people... I feel like half of these people don't even know what it means when they say hipster. Bro, big club hype, bro. What do you mean act like a big club? You want... He said what? Jose? Go get Jose and Allegri in big 2024. I'll tell you, LB would be laughing at you tomorrow if you got any of these managers. He would deadass be laughing at us, bro. Come on, man. Get with the times, bro. It's 2024 and tell me Conte, Jose, and Allegri, bro. There's a reason why most of them don't even have a job right now.
I feel like hipster's just used for a manager who hasn't won anything yet. Or just one that you don't really believe in. One or the other.
Bro, everyone is a hipster until they're no longer a hipster, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, bro. We'll see. You know.
Big up Adam. He says not rating Flick because he doesn't want them. I don't get what that means, blood. But big up yourself. Big up Frankie. He says, heard Poch is suffering night terrors now, waking up screaming Poch out after they played him Lewis's fan cam for the Arsenal game. Not cool, Lewis.
Yeah, I wonder. Ask Poch how I felt after that Arsenal game. I want to talk about night terrors. Big up.
Big up Samba. He says Carlo Ancelotti is the next Brazil coach after the 2024 season.
Yeah, let's not act like this is the best generation of Brazil, anyways. And international jobs are more like part-time jobs, anyways.
And then Samba says Carlo Ancelotti is going to Brazil, so maybe that's picking up pace, people. Big up Ernest. He says, big up to you all. Spoke to Lewis outside the bridge on Sunday. I really wanted that chain. He's lucky. I rate him, man.
Big up, man. Love for the love.
He wanted to snatch your chain. Is that what he said?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm not to say when you see him again, bro. Be careful, bro. He's trying to rob you. That's what he said.
Have you lot seen this Paqueta thing?
Yeah his career might be done.
Bro, they're saying 10-year ban. Like maximum 10-year or like lifetime ban. Well, 10 years basically life, bro. You get me? They're saying they got him on 4 things. Have you lot seen the tackles?
Yeah, sauce, bro.
Are there any? The one for me is the double one when he goes, misses him, and then goes again.
Yeah. That was against Arsenal, wasn't it?
Nah. It was I think it was Semedo, so that's Wolves.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Then there was one at Bournemouth, a handball. I don't think that one was really thing. There was one when he was stopping a break. I don't think that was one as well. And then there was
a handball as well.
Yeah, there was a handball against Bournemouth, but I don't think that was really. And then there was another one, which I thought was a bit sus still. He tackles him in the middle of the park, but Rice is there, Souček's there, and there's another player there. So he didn't need to make the challenge. So there's two that I think nah, but then there's 2 on there where I think, ooh, you get me? It's a bit mad still. And apparently the island where the bets were made is called Paqueta. It's called Paqueta Island. That's where he was born as a child. Like, there's no cars there. It's like one of them fairy tale islands. I see, Tim Vickery, the Brazilian reporter. He's sick still, English, but he moved out there. When it comes to the
islands.
Yeah, bro. When it comes to the thing, this guy, he's got the drop blood. And people in Brazil are saying that it's not in his nature. You get me? Like, people wouldn't expect that of him. Like other players, you'd be like,
"Oh my god,
you know what? He's a bit booky."
That's real.
You know what? As well, yeah. Apparently,
Lewis, bro.
It was a 10K bet to win like 35K. The guy's on like 100 grand a week.
And there was a double bet as well, where there was another Brazilian involved. He played for Betis, and then it was a double bet where they both get a yellow card. So there was like another man's involved in it as well, blood. Some youth from Betis. I forgot his name.
Yeah, mad. Sad, really, because the guy's a baller, isn't it? So if he has done it, then what a dick. That's all I can say. I would have loved him at City. So shame, innit?
Yeah, because I see the way like you always flipping talk about him on Twitter. I see the way you rate him, LB. You get me? So maybe that's and City were interested in him last year, and I swear that is what kind of fucked.
Yeah, it was, isn't it? It was because I think it got leaked, innit? I think because City agreed to deal with West Ham, and West Ham weren't going to say anything. And I think the FA, someone at the FA must have leaked something to City or to someone and be like, yo, we need to put a stop to this. Yeah, I mean, because if the Premier League is investigating or the FA is investigating Paqueta and then City signed Paqueta and then he gets banned, City will be like, yo, you was investigating and you didn't tell us.
Like the Newcastle thing with Tonali.
Yeah, but obviously that one was the Italian FA, so they weren't asked. But I think obviously the FA would have come into a bit of stick there. So yeah, it's a shame, man. Why he done it when he's on 100K a week if he done it? But honestly, man, they probably got some information. I don't know if you've seen the did you see the story of the guy in England who done it in League Two?
Yeah.
Where his friends betted on him to get like a booking or something. And the donuts, listen to what they done. The day that they done the bet, they opened a brand new betting account and put 10K on him to get booked, bro. And then he got booked. So the bookies are like
10 bets at
not on an old account. They just opened a fresh account. So imagine if you're a bookie, and you're going, hang on, this guy's won 40K on a yellow card. It's a brand new account that he opened that day. And there's like 4 of them, bro. Like, some of these people, brain cells, man. Like,
apparently he got 10 years. LJ saying he got 10 years.
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah. There was something else on that. It wasn't just a yellow card, man. But like, yeah, that's basically what they did, bro. How dumb do you have to be? If someone come to me and was like, "Yo, LB, I'm gonna get myself booked in it. You want to win some dough?" The last thing I'm gonna do, yeah, is open a brand new account and smack 10K on it. Do you just want to get caught? Yeah, honestly, man, mad.
Because
especially that. Imagine if. Go ahead, Troops.
Do you know what you have to look at as well? Yeah, these man ain't like with Paqueta. There's a chance he could have some roadman around him because Brazil, but where he grew up in Brazil is not the favelas. So there's a chance where he don't even have roadman around him. Somebody could have just kind of patted him up and said, "Yo, do this, do that," because it's the people getting caught. They're not really clued up. They're not street smart. You understand? They don't know how to do criminal activities, blood. I'm not bigging it up, blood, but you get me. We all have a past. You understand? But you understand? You don't know how to do. You get me? You don't know how to do certain things. If a man rang me and said, "Yo," like I chat to hella footballers, blood. You imagine one of them phoned me and said, "Yo, Troops, I'm gonna do whatever." You get me? Slap a fat bet down and then whatever. You get me? We break bread on it, or you could bam, bro. The first thing I'm gonna do is like make someone do it that I know is like this ain't gonna get traced back to me, bro. I have to get it as far away as possible. You understand? I can't make my gal do it. I can't do it. My brethren can't do it. No one that has any form of contact with the person involved can't be doing it, blood. You have to cover all your tracks, bro. You understand? Like, look at me all giving advice to the people, then, blood. But don't be like Troops, blood, innit? You understand? Like, but that's what you have to look at it like, in that way, bro. These men are not clued up, blood. You understand? Because how you getting caught, bro? How you gonna? That's stupid. You open an account and put 10 racks straight away.
Some footballers just don't have common sense. That's just it.
And common sense is.
You have a life that easy.
You see, like education, you're given that.
Nah, but common sense ain't common. That's the thing too,
bro.
Common sense ain't common. That's the thing. We just call it that.
Because they're looking at it as well. And like, imagine if, let's just say you've done that bet 4 times.
I ain't done it before, blood, but the chat.
No, not you. I'm not you.
No,
I'm saying.
I ain't done it before, blood.
Not true.
I'm
talking about Paqueta, the people with Paqueta. Yeah. Imagine they did it like, I don't know, 4 times. And every time you look at their accounts and it's like, okay, 10K today, 10K the next time, 10K the next time. And they're looking at it because these people are not dumb. They're going to be like, hold on, this guy's betting activity is not that much. But every time he bets 10K, which happened about 3-4 times, he cashed it and he made this amount.
He hits the
Something
belly.
is sus about this. You know, they're not like Drake out there that every boxing out there fight out there, he just always drops like $1 million on it.
Because I used to work in a bookies, yeah, and like when it was Ascot, Grand National, Cheltenham, we would have like these lists that like the head office would give us, and it'd be like, "Yo, these are the man that know about the horses. If they come into the shop, make sure you alert us. Don't only let them put a specific amount on the bet." So obviously, when these men pull up now, I'll be like, "Yo, I know you, blood. You understand? But I'm not a job's worth, blood. You can slap your bet. Just tell me what to bet on as well, blood. Because let's break bread, yeah." And there was one Cheltenham, bro. Man cleaned up like 5-6 racks, bro. I know, and it was off like maybe £200-300, bro. You understand? So there is ways to do it, blood. You get me? But football is yeah, blood. You can't really get away with it in football. Like horse racing, you can get it. Like dog racing, you can get away with it. Like football, brother. Nah, them man will find out who you like. They'll find everything, bro. And it's gonna backfire on your fraud and all of that. Your career is gonna go down the drain. You get me? Like the Brazilians are terrified right now because Paqueta, he's not their best player, but he's their most important player. Like they don't have no player like him in the team who can actually like sit down and dictate the play. They've got enough man that will grab the ball and run. You understand? They ain't got a man that will break the lines. And when they missed all of them games, he missed like 6 games, I think it was, during the World Cup qualifier. They didn't even win one of them, blood. Then when he come back, they beat England and then they drew with Spain. He equalized in the last minute, blood. So he has a very big effect on the Brazil team, and this is gonna mash him up as well. I'm kind of happy because, well, I'm not happy, blood, but I am, blood. I'm not gonna lie, because City wanted him in it. You understand? So that, you understand, and that's a, you get me. But then I'm seeing they want Javi Simmons, so and then I'm like, blood, the fuck is wrong with these youths, bro? Like just be easy, bro. Like, you understand? Just allow it. Just leave it. Just let man win one league title, bro. That's, you understand, and we keep it moving, bro. You get me? But Yeah, when you're a footballer, blood, like, come on, blood, like, you understand? You know, they say sometimes there's a saying like you have more money than sense, blood, and you have more money than you have sense in your head, blood. You get me? And you understand? He big chance he's fucked up his career, blood, because he's a baller, fam. You get me? He is a fucking.
I hope he's gonna
baller,
pretend that he never wanted him, though. Is
You know
that,
what
is
I
that
mean?
the new agenda?
Nah.
Are you gonna start talking about Javi Simmons instead?
Javi Simmons, I've never really seen this guy play that much, to be honest with you, bro.
Okay.
He's
That's
all
what I
right,
mean,
but
you're
he's
gonna run
not
the
like,
Sheamus thing.
he's not like
Nah,
a
Paqueta. I've got everything against Paqueta, bro. I wanted him bad.
Yeah, Paqueta's a baller still. I can't lie. It's sad to see, man. You get me?
Actually, I can't wait to speak to Lawless now because he just lost an 80 million asset.
That's rough. It's West Ham, so they can hold that.
You get me?
Yeah. Now, what rebuild are they gonna have under Lopetegui now when they lost? If they sold them to City, that you're talking about 80 mils right there. So they would have rebuilt the team with that money. So
That's
Now we can offer them a Rottweiler. They'll be all good.
hey, listen, if you want to talk about dogs, there's a dog in the Emirates. They can give him that one.
blood. Don't blood. My dogs. Listen, my dog's living better life than any of your people, bro. You understand? My dog.
We do
My
not
dog
win.
has clean. My dog has clean water, bro. You understand? You have brown water coming out your taps, blood. Yeah, you got a leaking fucking roof. Yeah, you man give your players microwave meals for pre-match meals, blood. My dog eats better than your players on a match day, blood. Yeah.
Hey,
Don't
listen,
worry
it did
about
better
what-
than the fans too.
Real
That
talk,
one,
blood. You man-
1 out of 5 chicken.
Brother, I see that
bruv.
chicken, that chicken burger that they tried to sell me 4 years. I said, brother, refund this blood clot now. Yeah. Why am I seeing blood in? No. I'm the only man that says blood. Why is there blood in my food, bro? You might no. Refund that blood clot. You understand? But before we wrap it, pause. Prediction for the FA Cup final, man. Then
I'm gonna go. I'll go 3-0.
I'll go 3-1. 3-1 City.
I don't think we'll get battered. 2-0. I don't think we'll get battered. But I'm gonna go with the hopium, and I'm gonna say United win it on pens.
Man said pens.
Hey, they lost
Right,
twice on
stand by
pens
the
this
team.
year. They lost twice on pens this year.
Not tomorrow, mate. Big up K Fun. He says Arteta changed the game last year. United literally gave Ten Hag another year just because of the credit. Arteta built with the project process method. Everyone after and Arteta, like it or not, fact. Arteta turned it around. You understand? I'm not gonna lie, blood. Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn Jenner settings, bro. Unbelievable. You get me? From 15th to title race, blood. This is, but you need to get over the line now. You understand? Big up LJ Brown. He says, Staffy, tell Trey United to support City next season. Yeah, that man's a curse. Blood. Everywhere he goes, fam, it's just.
You know, he went to the Bayer game. He supported Bayer Leverkusen.
I know. I saw. That's what I'm saying. I saw the hat. I said, "Raw, this guy's actually a fucking curse."
Bro, if he's listening to this, he watches TroopzTV. You know what to do, bro. We'll send you that City jersey. Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it.
Trust me, big man thing. But that's it, people. Episode 293 wrapped up like a Zubi blood. Big up the man them as always. You understand? Staffy LB. Big up yourselves, brother. Appreciate you lot pulling up. You understand? Make sure you subscribe to the man them. Link in the description as always, blood. Lewis, I see you on Monday, bro. You understand? Hopefully we're trolling the shit out of Flawless blood. You understand? 2:30 tomorrow we go live. Watch along. Make sure you pull up, people. You understand? Let's see what happens there, blood. But until then, you lot know the vibe. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until the next one, man's out, G.
Pot. Oh, he's gone.